Freedom Caucus. He is one of the most conservative legislators in the state. When Chris Tackett gets up here a little bit later, he's going to hopefully show you how money gets moved all around. And Matt is one of the key people that benefits from the Power Texas and West Texas money. One of the lines that I had in my kickoff speech was, Matt cares more about his West Texas funders than he cares about his East Texas neighbors. And so my goal is to bring everything back to hyper-local. I don't care about national politics right now. I don't care about anything that's going on outside. I want to talk about our schools, our roads. I want to talk about our property taxes. I want to talk about everything that matters to Smith County residents. And I'm doing it as an independent. It's a different road than anybody else obviously took, but it's one that I'm very proud of. We built an amazing team. I have over 20 people that support me in the campaign, and one of the things I like to tell people is when I have my campaign meetings, there's a former board member of the Tea Party in my campaign staff who's sitting next to the head of the College Democrats. Because that's the kind of relationship that I have in the community, and that's the kind of campaign team that I've built.
Amen.
Thank you. I am the rabbi in Tyler, so the story gets stranger as it goes along. But I've had the blessing of being a community leader there for 15 years, being active in boards, being active on all kinds of agencies, and ultimately my business is one of listening. And so I listen everywhere I go, whether it's the mental health group that I work with, or the hospice of East Texas, or the public ed world, or the law enforcement, or the business community. I sit on the chamber board. I'm listening. And what happens is I'm listening and I'm learning a lot about public ed. And I'm finding out that there's a couple issues going on with public education in Smith County. This is true across Texas, but I'm going to share with you our version of it. A couple issues is one has to do with the economy. I was fortunate to be part of a group. It was a collective impact 2-year study, all the data crunching for 2 years about public ed and how it impacts Smith County. And what we found is that if we don't invest in public education in Smith County, if we don't get the number for us was 60% of our residents to have some kind of post-secondary credential, whatever that is, by the year 2025, our regional economy is going to stagnate. It's actually true right now. If you we actually have one of the lowest unemployment rates in the entire state, 3.4%. The problem is our businesses can't grow. So we're trying to produce people out of the public school system that can actually be available to work in the public schools. 2 years ago, we had 26 graduates of the Tyler schools that had post-secondary credential when they graduated, meaning they graduated with a welding degree or a Cisco certification. And we pushed real hard. That was 3 years ago. 2 years ago, we had 1,200 certifications. And now we're working at 1,900 certifications. So the importance of our regional economy starts with making sure our public schools work. Another economic impact is one of my favorite lines comes from the Economic Development Council. The guy who's been running it for 30 years in Smith County told me this great story. He said, look, for 30 years he's been trying to bring businesses to Smith County. Every time one of those businesses call, what do they ask? Do they ask about our low property tax rate? No. Do they ask about our bond ratio? No. Do they ask about our debt rating? No. They all ask, how are our roads, how are our parks, and how are our public schools? It's on those three things that people make a decision that they're going to come to Smith County to build their businesses, and they want to make sure that they have great public schools. So it's an economic driver for us to make sure that our schools are great. So that's one aspect that I get from listening. The other aspect is, of course, advocacy. The other thing that I've heard over the years in the Partnership for Education, on the chamber side, I was principal for a day, is that our teachers and our students do not have a great advocate in Austin. In my district, we have 29,000 students, and our current state rep is trying to underfund their public schools. He's trying to move everything in the direction of vouchers, we know that. And he's using all kinds of tactics to get there, but the punchline is, these students need an advocate, these teachers need a cheerleader, our retired teachers, we made a promise to them to make sure that they are going to be taken care of, and our community needs great public schools. And we've proven it. We have had 4 school bond issues in the past decade. The last school bond that just passed last year was for a $200 million rebuild of our 2 high schools. It passed with 83%. In a community that isn't sure whether it's going to support public ed candidates, 83% of people said, let's make sure our high schools are the great places that they can be and build the campuses to reach that. I'm using public ed because I know that our community loves our students, but I also know that the community sees our state rep as not being a supporter. Quick little anecdote, I received a call a couple weeks ago from a woman. She wanted to ask me the one question everybody wants to ask a candidate: where do I stand on abortion? So I answered her, and the reason why she wanted me to ask me that question is because then she said, because I'm a high school teacher in White House High School, and I really want to support you, I just needed to know where you stand. Right? In other words, they need to get over that social wedge issue, because the thing that unites us, and I'm finding that when I go talking to the Hispanic community, what do they want to talk about? Public ed. When I go and talk to the black leadership in Smith County, they want to talk about our schools. Our schools are the thing that unite us. They strengthen our economy.
Amen.
They bring us together on a moral basis. And we have a constitutional and spiritual obligation. I'm honored that one of the people that, the big first endorsement that I received was from Lieutenant Governor Bill Ratliff. Bill endorsed me, and it was on the basis of my support for public ed. Yesterday I received another endorsement from Texas Parent PAC. I'm very proud of that.
Oh, good.
And the Texas for Public Education, I was told early on, look, you've never been a candidate before, so you're going to get a neutral rating, right? Because you don't have a voting record. So just be happy with the neutral rating. My opponents already got an unfriendly rating, so they wouldn't review what I had said to the ATPE and to the TSTA, and they gave me a friendly rating. So I thank the Texas for Public Ed as well. I'm in the business of listening, and here's what I've learned: that not only are we have great teachers, great retired teachers, amazing students, great administrations, we also have amazing organizations in Austin that I've been fortunate to get to know. I think the idea that when I get to Austin, I'm going to be having Gregg in my ear, or ATPE in my ear, or pastors from Texas Children in my ear. These are people, their voice matters too. Right? Their voice, and these are people who spend every waking minute caring about our children, caring about our public ed policy, making sure that it's funded. The ultimate benefit being the property tax reduction, but I'm really talking about the upside of public ed here. So, I'm running an unconventional campaign in many ways, running as an independent. The last independent was Howard Green, which nobody here's heard of, 1959 to 1961. I think it's time for an independent back in the Texas South. Anyway, Howard Green's grandson is the actor Ethan Hawke. So, kind of a fun little side fact there. The idea of running as a little bit of a disruptive technology, it's because I love Republicans and I love Democrats. I tell people everywhere I go, love your party. Support all your Democratic candidates, support all your Republican candidates. In this particular seat for my county, I want it to be an independent seat. And that has got a lot of energy. We've got a lot of support from it. They've come from far-right Republicans who have seen the ineffectiveness of Matt Schaefer. It's come from a lot of Democrats who want a different voice there. It's come from people who are concerned that Matt is going down there with an ideological agenda that is out of step with Smith County. For us to move forward, we need to maybe look in a different direction. And this fall, it's going to be an independent direction. So I'm in the business of listening, and I want to move that into the business of leadership. Thank you all for coming out this morning. And welcome up our next speaker. Cathy, I didn't bring my sheet up.